Victoria Verona here. As a sixth grade teacher, I understand that my classroom would be very diverse, and I would expect, not expect, I'll be encountering a lot of different families from different cultures and different backgrounds. I would handle it with hopefully professionalism and be very respectful and understand their cultures before meeting them. I took a course my first semester at FIU. It was like a cultural course. I forgot what it's called, intercultural communication course. So it was all about communicating with different cultures and understanding their values and norms. I took it because I feel like that's something really important for a teacher to understand before coming into the classroom and before communicating, because teachers have to be professional and have to be very respectful for others and keep in mind that everyone's different, that what I'm thinking isn't what the other person is thinking all the time. So for the scenarios, my first family has arrived from Cuba a couple years ago. Their BICS level of English is very high, but their CAPS level is at average. So they're not fluent in academic language. But they are in normal day-to-day conversations. I myself, even though I'm Hispanic, I do not speak fluent Spanish confidently enough to have a full-on conversation with them, so I would have a translator just in case there's something that pops up that I wouldn't be able to communicate with them. I can relate, so being Hispanic myself, being Cuban myself, I can relate to this family and understand that they have a very high context culture of communication. And high context culture basically means that communication is more internal, that instead of being very blunt and very obvious with communicating, they're very internal, so it's like more about nonverbal communication and the tone and like eye contact, facial expressions when communicating. So I would take that into consideration that they have a very high context culture of communication. I would take that into consideration with my nonverbal language. My tone and my voice, my movements, I will make sure that they're all appropriate. So if the student's failing, I'm not going to be like, oh my god, the student's doing so bad. I will be very calm and collective and be like, okay, look, but this is where we can work it out, and like smile a lot and make sure that they understand that I'm here for them to help their child progress on. My second family is a family that just arrived to America from China. I picked this type of scenario because I do work with a family from China, and they just arrived about, I want to say like 7-8 months ago. And I do work with them when it comes to communicating with their teacher to help them out a bit. They don't speak English very often. They don't speak very fluent English. Their BICS is there, but very, very little. The little boy himself doesn't speak any English, but they do understand some English words. In my scenario, I've noticed that they dropped off their child and they are very shy, and I would say good morning, and they'll just nod their heads and kind of go off their way. In most cultures, that would be seen very rude and be like, oh, they're just walking away, they're not really having a day-to-day conversation. But in their culture, teachers are so highly respected that is a way of showing respect. Also, so China is also a very high context culture, meaning that the communication is more internal. They believe that the person they're communicating with has the same body of knowledge as they do. I've noticed that when I'm communicating with the family I'm working with right now. So in my scenario, I'll keep that in mind, that they're trying to have the same field, or like the same level of knowledge that I have. So I would either try to make it as clear as possible that we are trying to get the same level of knowledge, and Another thing I've noticed in my my daily communications with this family in real life is that they don't like when I like recap things, like to make sure that there's understanding there. So instead of doing that, I would just, in my scenario, I would understand that that's not something that would really work out, like would be found as disrespectful. So I would just end the meeting and understand that they understand what is going on, because I don't want to be disrespectful or offend them in any way possible. And if that offends them, I would not want to do that. During the meeting, I would have a translator there because I don't speak Chinese or Mandarin. It is seen as disrespectful to for me to frown or to make direct eye contact. So while communicating with that, I will make sure that I don't make direct eye contact for very long, or that I'm not frowning, I'm smiling, and I'm making very good hand gestures. That my tone is very calm and collective, and very or very, what's the word, upgoing. Um, I would clearly show them the child's work and discuss the strengths and weaknesses of the child's work. I'd be very direct with them, but in a way that I will try to have them know that they're same. We both all have the same level of knowledge. I will keep that in mind when analyzing the parents, that all my nonverbal language has to be in order to get this meeting, to have a successful meeting. And that is about it. I hope this video helped out. That's a very long video. I'm sorry about that. And if you heard my dog in the background, I'm very, very sorry about that. Anyway, so have a wonderful, wonderful day.